Searching. Locking tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Somebody tell me where the party at. Where the party at. Where the party at.
The Hoppe and Super Rich Show. Hoppe and Super Rich. Only on WNUR 89.3 FM.
What's up? This is the Hoppe and Super Rich Show. I'm Ryan Hoppe.
And I'm Ryan SuperRICH.
Call the show to get involved. It's not too hard. 847-866-WNUR. That is 847-866-9687. Or maybe you're a bit shy or a bit too drunk or you're just an idiot, but you want to comment with us live. I'm on Twitter at HoppeRadio893. What's your Twitter handle?
At Ryan SuperRICH, STUPRICH.
And those tweets will come to us live in real time if you want to comment on everything going on in the news. All right, we're not usually a sports show, but there is something going on in the sports world right now that I saw the headline and it annoyed me. So, Super Rich, what the hell is going on with Bryce Harper?
Right, and I'm also a Nats fan, so I'm going to take Bryce Harper's side on this.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
Yeah, so anyway, Nats Harper drags foot across Braves emblem. So this is from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
So now to people out there that don't know what an emblem is, what is it when he drags the foot across? Just for an idiot that doesn't know what sports.
Well, there's a logo. In the Braves case, I've seen the footage of it. There's a logo behind home plate with the Braves emblem on it. And, yeah, he dragged his foot across it as he was going up to the batter's box, which he didn't have to do. He purposely... he dragged his foot across the dirt, across the sand.
And people are so uptight. We can't be competitive anymore. We can't have rivals. We all have to get along and play fair. Shut up. They're in the same division. They're rivals. That'd be like if Rizzo did it to the Cardinals logo. They're in the same division. They're rivals. Like, why are people so uptight? They just want to find something new to bitch and complain about. Shut up.
Right. Well, and this is not nearly as bad as the when Justin Bieber did it to the Blackhawks logo in the locker room for the Hawks, because it is sort of a hockey thing out of respect that you don't step on a logo, and that's sort of what the Hawks have as a team rule. I mean, it's an unwritten rule, but it's a team rule. So I think that's a lot worse than what Bryce Harper did. But yeah, let's read on and see. So the Nationals outfielder dragged his foot across the Braves emblem in the dirt behind home plate in a clearly intentional move, which it was, in each of his first 3 trips to the batter's box in Saturday night's game against the Braves. See,
all 4 Brave fans were like, boo! This isn't even a city that cares about their teams. When they're in the playoffs, they don't care. Shut up.
That's true. That's the only time they get sellouts is when they're in the playoffs. Otherwise,
and they don't even sell out, and then they leave early like idiots.
Yeah, and now they're building a new ballpark too, which
to say they are Brave fans, to say they're bad Brave fans, Super Rich, doesn't make any sense.
Well,
because they're not even fans. They just
and Atlanta doesn't really have good fans for any sport. I mean, Atlanta Falcons. Everyone goes to football games. You know, like all 8 of the home football games are usually sellouts, but. You know, they have horrible fan support, and they don't really have very many fans.
Packer versus Falcons game, like in 2011, I think.
Yeah, I think it was 2011.
And it was like all Packer fans. Every time John Kuhn got a first down, Kuhn! If I were deaf, I'd think that was in Green Bay. Atlanta fans are atrocious. They're not even fans. I don't know what they are. They pay to go see games. They're not even fans.
Right.
They booed Joe Johnson when he lost in the playoffs to like whatever team that was in like 2010, and then they cheered him on when he was back the next year. They're morons. They're dimwits. You know what I mean? They're not smart fans. I've never met a smart Atlanta sports fan. Have you?
No, I haven't met an Atlanta sports fan.
That's the problem.
Harper has been roundly booed in each plate appearance during the series. So this was the series last weekend. He apparently chose to take the lack of Southern hospitality out of the Georgia
clay. Oh, really? It's 2014, and not the word Southern hospitality.
I think they wrote that as a joke, but this is the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, so I mean, there's going to be a little bit of bias in here anyway. He kicked at the Braves' A emblem on his way into the left-hand batter's box once, twice, and 3 times. Braves fans got a bit of a laugh after Harper committed a base-running blunder in the 6th inning in his 3rd plate appearance. Harper hit a 1-out single but was doubled off when he ran into 3rd on a Wilson Ramos fly ball to center.
Doesn't he have a lot of blunders when it comes to defense? I feel like he's not that good on
Not
defense.
a lot of blunders. He gets himself hurt, and he does it with a lot of unneeded.
He's too reckless. He's a moron.
he does it with a lot of unneeded things because he's a great hitter. He's going to be a great player. He's still trying to learn how to play, the right way, as people say. But he's always hurt, and that doesn't help the Nationals team. That's part of the reason why the Nationals haven't been able to win in the playoffs, and part of the reason why they always seem to fall off towards the end, and Atlanta comes storming back and goes into the postseason. That's because Atlanta doesn't have Bryce Harper.
But even when they are in the postseason, they lose right away.
Oh yeah, always. Always.
They're going to.
Even the Cubs beat them in 2003.
Yeah.
In the first round. So
That's how embarrassing it is.
And that
Atlanta.
team still had John Smoltz, Greg Maddux, and Tom Glavine. So, there was 3 aces that the Cubs had to get through. And, the Cubs had good pitchers that year with Pryor, Kerry Wood, and Carlos Zambrano.
That team should have won.
Yeah. Well, of course they should have. But, it's the Cubs. So, let's see. Brave center fielder B.J. Upton caught the ball and threw it to Emilio Bonifacio, who was on the
How
Cubs this
are
year.
they doing this year? The whole Upton brothers. How are they doing?
Justin Upton's continuing to do good, as he has pretty much his whole career.
Yeah.
B.J. Upton's continuing to suck, pretty much like he has his whole career.
Yeah. He's not as good as his
I'd
brother.
be surprised if he's batting .220, because he usually doesn't. The shortstop merely jogged the ball all the way across the diamond to first place and recorded the final out of the inning. Harper was not so deliberate in his 4th plate appearance in the 9th inning, and this is the one I saw live.
Oh, my God. B.J. Upton's average, 209.
All right, see, I was right. It was under 220. I said I'd be surprised if it was 220, so yeah.
That's no good.
No, and it hasn't been over 220 since like 2010. So, Harper, he was not so deliberate in his 4th plate appearance and took a pass on the action in the 11th inning. Following the game, Harper denied he went after the logo. That's the last thing on my mind when I'm walking up to the plate, Harper told reporters. I really had no idea. When a team came up to me, I had no clue that I did anything.
Shut
and
up.
then the quote goes on
At
to
least
say some
just
other
be
stuff.
a man and don't hide behind it. I don't care that he did it, but at least admit they're my rivals. I'll do what I want.
Yeah.
Shut up when you hide behind it.
It's really not a big deal that he did it. I mean, it's really, so you kick the dirt around a little bit with the Braves logo in the background. It's really not a big deal. So I don't think Braves fans should be
It
really
just
upset
makes you
about
look like a dummy when you hide behind it. If you're-
he's a player. He has every, and it's just
Yeah.
him up there in the box. He has every right to do, whatever he wants,
And
pretty
yet,
much.
maybe-
And so if he wants to do that to prove a little bit of a point, he has every right to.
And how about this? It wasn't classy. It wasn't very sportsmanlike for what he did, but there's no law against it. What he did, there's nothing wrong with it. So why is he denying it, Bryce Harper?
Yeah.
Grow some balls, dude. But then if you did grow some balls, you'd be hurt and you'd be out for 2 months.
Which
You
he does
punk.
every season, which is unfortunate because I'm a Nationals fan, and
I can go either way. I don't
and
care.
I'm upset that they always get hurt. I mean, if it's not Bryce Harper, it's Ryan Zimmerman. If it's not Ryan Zimmerman, it's
Ryan
Adam
Zimmerman's your
LaRoche.
guy, too.
Yeah, he is, because his name's Ryan.
Hey.
And then, Jordan Zimmerman was hurt for a little bit. Gio Gonzalez. I mean, all these people get hurt. And that's a big reason why they don't go to the postseason, because they should have beaten St. Louis in 2011 or in 2000.
so mad.
No, I mean in
2012?
in 2012 when they had a, I think, 2-0 series lead, and you only need to win 3 in the first round, and then St. Louis won like 3 straight. So it was something like that, and then they lost to the Giants, which was good. But it was unfortunate. But Braves manager Freddie Gonzalez said he was unaware of Harper doing it until informed of it on Sunday. I think it is silly. I think it's just one guy being silly. I mean, sure, he is being kind of silly with it, but there's no big deal about it. But Bryce Harper should have taken ownership of it and decided
What would
to do
you
it.
rather have? A guy who walks on a logo or a guy who takes roids and cheats? What would you rather have? A guy who walks on a logo or a guy who gets 2 DUIs while asleep at the wheel? La Russa. What would you rather have? What would you rather have? A guy that walks on a logo or a guy who cheats during baseball games, as Pete Rose did, or even wife beaters, or all the horrible things athletes do? God, this is just a reason for us uptight pussies.
Well, and
that
he was
we are-
doing it to just get a reaction out of the fans, and that's okay. All the 200 fans that were there cheered and booed and whatever. It's really not that big of a deal.
I'm just so annoyed with things. Every week, we have to find things to bitch and complain about. Shut up. This is no problem at all.
I mean, this is one game in a 162-game regular season. It's not going to make or break you if you win or lose. It's not going to make or break your team if Bryce Harper happens to do that. So maybe the Braves will do it when they go to Nationals Park.
Yeah. Do it. I don't
who
care.
cares? No one's going to get the last laugh out of it. It's just a fun little thing to do.
Sports are becoming so politically correct. It's ridiculous. You can't have any fun. Why is this getting more PR, Ryan, than... I don't know, Greg Oden punching his wife or girlfriend.
Yeah, we covered that story last week, and
no big deal.
That was dumb.
But hey, Bryce Harper.
No one's covering that story, by the way. I haven't heard really anything on it.
And we will later on. There's more news about it.
Okay, good.
I'm just saying, why is this news? Who cares? We're so uptight. It's getting ridiculous. We're a bunch of pussies. I'll say it right now. We are pussies. If you are mad that Bryce Harper walked on a logo, oh no. They'll never be able to clean that with the guy they paid $10 to clean. Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah, it's not a big issue, really.
It's just, Ryan, I'm at this breaking point, dude, where it's just we need to quit being offended by something every week. Every week we want a fake apology, or every week we are offended by something. Why can't we just go a few weeks without being offended? Stop it. We're all morons and pussies.
Coming up, the Hoppe and Super Rich Show.
What's coming up?
All right, so the Westboro Baptist Church, which I'm sure you all love that church.
It's such a classic.
I'm sure you all go there every Sunday in your best attire to praise the Lord. But the Westboro Baptist Church's plan to protest Robin Williams' funeral was thwarted by love.
Thank God they got rid of that idea. A bunch of morons.
Yeah.
Call the show. 847-866-WNUR. That's 847-866-9687. What is that nice sheet say?
Portions of WNUR's programming may be inappropriate for uptight or more unsensitive listeners, or more sensitive listeners. We will play this music and talk radio only between the hours of 11:30 p.m. and 6 a.m.
And we will be right back after this. We're going to take you back to 2007 with Fabulous and Neo. Make Me Better. After this. Hang on!
The Hoppe and Super Rich Show.
This is an official broadcast of Hoppe Radio. For more info, check out hopperadio.com and hoppesworld.com.